holds a bachelor's degree in commerce and IT qualifications and has been employed in both Australia and overseas. When I asked Louise if she would be guest speaker this evening, her response was, "Why me? I wasn't even ducked for the year." In brief, I invited Louise because she is a wonderful example of a PLC girl who has had the confidence, knowledge, skills and courage to become a young entrepreneur by establishing her own business and consultancy in the mining industry. Please welcome her back to the school to share her journey.
Good evening, the Honourable Dr. Technique, Ms. Blackwood, ladies and gentlemen, and the leavers of 2011. Congratulations, girls, on getting here. It's just such an exciting time, and I really hope that you savour and enjoy this moment. Don't stress if you're not too sure of what you want to do with your life. When I was graduated, I wasn't really too sure what I wanted to do long term either. I'm pretty sure when I was at this exact same function 12 years ago, I had two things on my mind: Rottnest and down south. Being a PLC graduate is the best possible start you can have for the next chapter of your life. You really may not understand how fortunate you have been to receive a PLC education and be part of the PLC community until you get out and start working, go to university, or begin to travel. There are so many people out there who have not had anywhere near the amount of opportunities that you have already had. When preparing for this speech, I started to look through the 1998 Kookaburra. I'm assuming this is still called Kookaburra. And I read through all of the quotes of the leaders of 98, and there were four main words that came up with everybody's aspirations for the future: fun, Rottnest, money, and success. The word success was so prominent in what everybody wanted for their future that that's what I decided to talk to you about tonight. When I was your age, I, like all my friends, like to think, yeah, I'll be successful in the future. The meaning of success for me is different to my friends, and so it should be. We are all different, and we all have different needs of what we want to bring to this world. I caught up with a friend just recently, and I hadn't seen her for a very long time, and she said to me, "You must be so proud of starting your own business. I really wish I was successful." And I really couldn't help but laugh. She just told me how much she loved her job and how much she loved teaching her children and how proud of her she was. Yet she didn't think that she was successful. Surely enjoying her career is the absolute essence of success. So perhaps one of the things that you need to do as you start the next chapter of your life is to ask yourself, what does being successful mean to you? Of course, the wider perception of the general perception of success is public recognition, status, career, maybe a nice house, a home, whatever. But are those things ultimately what you are wanting in life? The biggest step to life is learning what success means to you and not measuring yourself by what the wider community perceives it to be. You may be feeling pressured to know what to do next. Or maybe you do have an idea, but you're not too sure where to start. It's very easy to think, well, in 10 years' time or 20 years' time, this is what I would like. But how do you get there? And what to do if you start and then you realise it's not really what you wanted to do after all? It's important to know that you really do not need to know all the answers right now. Life is about trial and error. You need to try new things, take on challenges and experience life. Doing these things will get you to where you want to be anyway. So I knew I wanted to be successful. I didn't know what I wanted to be successful at. I didn't have a definite career path. I wasn't a talented sportswoman, singer, artist, with the Olympics, Australian Idol and painting around the world were all good at. So what to do? Well, first thing, finish school, and I had an absolutely epic summer with friends down south. I then organised to go to Italy for 6 months exchange. I organised this early early on in my year in Year 12 because I knew that I wanted to have a break between leaving school and university. I really didn't think about it after I planned it and went through Year 12 and got on the plane and thought, oh my God, I'm going to miss out on the first year of uni with all my friends. I'm going to miss out on all these 18th birthday parties. And I don't speak Italian. Living in a small country town where no one speaks English can be likened to going back to being stuck in a 3-year-old's body. You kind of know what's going on. You have absolutely no way of communicating to people other than through excessive hand movements. It was a really big culture shock, and I was well and truly out of my comfort zone. But it was the most life-changing and incredible experience and just what I needed between school and university. So after 6 months of excessive eating, hand movements, and coming to terms with a new language, I travelled around Europe for a while with friends before returning home to start university the next year. When I returned home, I found that most of my friends had also realised, somewhat belatedly, that they needed to take a break and had also deferred their first year of university. So there I was, after all, with all my friends at uni, enjoying life with an incredible journey and a second language under my belt. The thought of Miss 18 was long gone. So, my degree was Bachelor of Commerce, majoring in accounting and economics. Why did I study them? Did I want to be an accountant or an economist? No, not really. Well, not that I was into anyway. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I chose a degree that had a large number of options for majors, and I chose 2 subjects to major in that I was pretty good at school. There wasn't much other thought other than that. One semester in, I knew it wasn't right for me. Surprisingly, 1 unit that I had to do during that first semester caught my attention. To be honest, I found it really, really hard. It challenged the way that I thought. I struggled with concepts and I had to study very hard for the exam. All I could think of during that unit was, I can't wait for this to be over. But when it was, I started to have strange thoughts in my head. Did I actually enjoy that? Did I like the way that it challenged what I was thinking? Am I destined to be a software developer? To say that my friends and family were absolutely flabbergasted when I told them that I was going to change my degree to major in information technology and internet security is an understatement. But I did it, and I don't regret it. I have many other friends who also realised first year in their degree that it wasn't right for them. The fear of failure, disappointment, and the unknown of what else to do prevented them from changing their degree. So now they have degrees in areas that they have absolutely no interest in. So there I am, 4 years out of school, with travel under my belt and a degree. What next? The problem with a commerce degree is that there is no real set career path. It's not like you do an apprenticeship to become an electrician or study medicine to be a doctor. When you finish a commerce degree, you really are left to wonder what to do with it. Fortunately, I had some very sound advice when I was at university, and that was to do as much work experience as possible. So every summer, I travelled to Sydney, in part to see friends and in part to do work experience. I found out very early that I was a very bad software developer. Because I had a degree in software development. But I was okay at bossing around the other software developers and translating what they were trying to say to the client and generally organising the development of software. So this is the type of role that I started to look for, a product manager. Looking for a job has to be one of the hardest things you will ever do. Preparing your resume and getting knockbacks after knockbacks can be very trying on your self-belief. After many, many resume submissions, I was only up to 2 jobs. One was in Sydney, it was extremely good paid for a big company and it sounded really impressive on paper, but the role was quite limited and I had very little responsibility. The other opportunity that I was offered was a Perth-based role with bad pay. I was earning less than what I was at university. It was an unknown company, but the role was very interesting, and I had as much responsibility as I could possibly take on. So this is where my career started. And I do wonder what would have happened if I had not chosen a job that had virtually negative pay, but big responsibility. Would I be where I am today? Those contacting skills that I learned in those first few years, I still rely on today as we are building our business. So after being in the workforce for 8 years, I now own a company with my fiancé and brother, and we develop software for the mining industry and also provide engineering and surveying consultancy. I never ever thought this is where I would be 10 years after leaving uni. 12 years after leaving uni. Not in school, not that old. I thought I would be in the fashion industry. So perhaps my story has interested some of you, and some of you might have absolutely no desire to even consider the path that I've taken after school. No matter what you decide to take on, I would recommend that you consider the following. When you make a decision to do something, do the best you can at it. Whilst you may not realise it, people do notice, and you never know what doors it can open for you in the future. I was fresh out of university working for the software development company when I was given the opportunity to manage the development of a new product that was going to be rolled out throughout the globe with thousands and thousands of users. I sat in the interview and said, I really don't know why you've asked me to apply for this job. I have no experience. During my time here, all I've learned is how little I know. And I don't think I can manage people more senior than me. Their reply was, Louise, every single task that we've ever given you, you do your best at. And we know that if we ask you to do this, you will do everything that you can to make the most of your job. And that is why we're giving it to you. Girls, enjoy yourself. Obviously, there are times when you need to make sacrifices, and work and study is not all there is to life. You have to try to have fun in everything you do. It's easier to laugh than complain. Embrace change. Fear, failure, disappointment, and the unknown can be very restricting on your life. The sooner you learn how to handle change, the easier life will be. I was still in a job where I really had no desire or passion or felt any reward from it, even though I was successful on paper, if I had not exposed the unknown and embraced change. Make the most of the decisions you make. A tough decision is one where there really is no clear right or wrong answer. There is many advantages as there are disadvantages choosing one over the other, and more often than not, the end result of that decision is entirely unknown at the time of making it. Regretting decisions will get you nowhere. Learning from them and making the most of the decisions that you've made will take you anywhere you want to go. I can honestly say that I do not regret any decision that I've made between the hours of 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. Sometimes it has taken me a long time to make a decision. And I've avoided it because I am afraid. I don't know what is around the corner. Do we go out and start a business? We have no knowledge of what our income will be next month, the month after. But you have to, if it's there, you have to try and give it a go. You know, I don't reflect on my life and regret not trying anything. It's not because I've not said no to things. Because when I've said no, I've been comfortable for the reasons why I've said no. If you don't know, then ask, and ask again. Pretending to know everything will get you nowhere. Know-it-all also can be quite annoying, so there's a happy medium there. Approach all you do in life with a positive attitude. It makes a world of difference. A smile will take you more places than you know. Who wants to be around a grumpy person? And for those of you who are sceptical that a positive attitude is a good thing, I have a quote especially for you. A positive attitude may not solve all your problems, but it will annoy enough people to make it worth the effort. And my final piece of advice for you comes from a very unlikely role model in Marilyn Monroe. She once said, if you spend too much time trying to be someone else, the world will miss out on you. So good luck, girls, and thank you for asking me to speak this way. I really enjoyed taking the time to sit back and reflect on what I've done since leaving school.